Welcome. We will now do mission 5, tutorial for mission 5. And I want to apologize for the small edit that will be soon, because I clicked, during designing of a ship, I clicked on a hull again, so reset everything I did. But yes, this mission is very easy technically, but there is one problem: the time limit of 20 minutes. As you can see, it's you can be unlucky and not sink a ship. I will go for balanced gun attacks because the enemy has maximum 11-inch armor, and what I want to do is basically close the distance as fast as possible and then delete them. There will be one or two important lessons here. Yeah, I'm thinking about choosing a different hull, but you probably want to go with the bigger the better. In this case, bulkheads have to be at least standard. If it's possible, you go with maximum, well, as much as it's possible, you go for a maximum bulkheads always. Here I choose rather rear tower than the mass, even though they are more heavy, because I want base accuracy to be maximum, and well, I want engine efficiency to be as high as possible with as little mass as, again, necessary, although this will add to the cost. So either dual funnel, double dual funnel, or triple funnel. I have to think. 25.5% efficiency of the engine, that's not good enough. Although you don't do much in this maneuvering, or, well, maneuvering you do a lot, but you don't do much of chases in this mission. So yeah, obviously various upgrades. The choices here are small, heavy shells, of course, because you cannot have super heavy. I would say reduced ammo shells, because you don't need them much. You want to kill it as fast as possible. You choose ballast side because it doesn't explode as much, although differences are small here. And yeah, we'll go with simple layout of two twin 12-inch barrels. At least that's what I'm thinking for the moment. Remember that control helps you. You can move elements into different places than the hard points would indicate. I am, of course, doing a bad thing because I want to now balance the ship before I finish it, which again is not the best possible way to go about it. reducing speed to. Well, that's ridiculous. But we are starting very close to the ship, to the enemy ship. So yeah. So deck armor isn't going to be important. Same deck extended. I was wondering whether to go for secondary guns, frankly. But given the short distance, 6-inch can penetrate over 10 inches of armor at this close distances, so theoretically outside of the main belt it can penetrate and cause another fires. Yeah, there is a bug here. You cannot choose Burbats because there are no mounts for it. What can I say? Again, I'm trying to balance it before I finish it, which is not the best idea. Yeah, we'll offset it, but now I wonder if the secondary gun of 6 inches or something will be good. And yeah, it has decent firing arcs, not superb, but decent. Although it's in the aft, so it doesn't make much difference, frankly. Let's be honest. I take my sweet time. Unfortunately, this is normal for me in these early missions because I was quite inexperienced doing this, and well, you will see. There is a point where I can balance it exactly. And with that type of balancing, very small changes probably won't unbalance the ship. Probably. Yeah, just increasing the belt. Yeah, no, I can't add to anything more. So I guess we'll proceed with the battle. And as you will see, I am very pedantic and very cautious player. I pause immediately because ship is in sight, 2.8 kilometers. We need to close the distance as fast as possible. I'm going to go with the auto because for the moment, because it usually allows to choose both to choose different ammunition for primary and secondary guns. The computer chooses for you, and I use right click mouse button on my division so I can see the speed of my ship always just by looking. That's not a great hack or anything like that, but it's basically how you do this. Yeah, I make sure that I'm aiming for the ship. Of course, every time you click this right button on the ship, you start aiming again, so you have the penalty. But thankfully, those guns, you see now they are target locked. So yeah, that's good. We'll see if we can just on the intercept course, or if we have to take some if we do have to steer manually, which I often do. For the moment, 30.5% of chance of hitting with primary weapon, 77.3% with four guns. So that's, and yes, of course, always your report choose always for low also, because sometimes it gives you important information. Yeah, I'm going to go to 16 knots because that gives me over 20% of, over 21% of accuracy bonus. And I'm wondering, first of all, if you see there is ricochet low and there's angled now 30 degrees. It was 28. And it's increasing, which is not good. Which is why I'm going to make a decision that I will soon do of closing the distance and basically going around the ship so I can basically brute force it. But you want to have this, especially with AP shells, you want to have this angle as small as possible. I advise, unless you have some gigantic guns, I advise against another battleship 20 degrees or less. It's now 38, 39, which its penetration is still almost 50% chance, but if it was slightly better built, battleship, later battleship, then it wouldn't be good. So as you can see, I am not doing much damage. I'm checking if... yeah, it does increase a bit to 22.1%, but I think the sweet spot was at 15.5 knots speed, so that would be the speed that you'd want to engage unless you want to run or the enemy is far faster, something like that. But here, as you can see, enemy has maximum speed of 15 knots, and well, we just damaged it a bit. We managed to penetrate casemate and set it on fire and destroy casemate. And now, yes, use of rudder is very important. I strongly recommend for you to learn how to use manual rudder, because for the moment it's far better option than clicking where you want to go. It doesn't always work, especially on such small ranges, because ships want to try to avoid each other, so they won't go below 300 meters apart. And frankly, I start to see problems below 1 kilometer. So yes, now obviously the angle is very bad at the moment. It's only that the protection is, let's just say, not very good on this enemy ship, and I am able to do this, to basically do any damage. And because I have better protection than they have, I am killing them far faster, and they don't do much damage, even though they have 13-inch guns. So better than mine, but it renders their 6-inch and 3-inch secondaries almost useless. While at this range, my 6-inch gun can basically penetrate everything but the main belt. And technically it can penetrate over 10 inches at 1 kilometer. Below 1 kilometer, it's possible that it might penetrate 11 inches of armor, but only if the angle that you see now is starting to decrease. We'll go basically to 0. So not a big chance of that. I'm just pummeling them. Yeah, flooding the front compartment. It's which slows them down even more. It's good in this case that you try to damage compartments that are close by, so you have floods more close to each other, because then the flooding is faster. Usually, because it's both from the hole in the ship and from the other compartment, that's if the bulkhead is severed, for example. So yeah, now as you can see, it's 34 degrees. But I'm using only 2 guns, which is stupid of me. That's not the best tutorial I've ever made, but yeah, that was me being early player. I still strongly urge to close the distance, because firing from far, yeah, you can destroy the ship, but can you destroy it in 20 minutes? That's the question. I now have 11 minutes left, and yeah, they are dead. But if I try to do this at long range, I might not succeed. So there you go. Goodbye. Thank you. Like and subscribe if you want to. I will release more. Goodbye.